Morning, guys. It's a Monday morning. Figured I'd get on here and talk a little bit about finesse jigs. This time of the year, earlier in the year, water's still cold. You're probably finesse fishing, trying to get that real light bite, all that kind of stuff. So what I do is, first things first, I'll check that weed guard, make sure that thing is pliable. I don't want that thing real stiff. I want that thing really exposing that hook. Whenever they bite that thing, I want them hooking up. So that's the first thing I'll do. If it is too stiff, I'll take some of those and I'll check it, see how it feels. If it's not grabbing my finger, then I'll take some more out. But this one here is good to go. It's sticky. So if I do want to take some of those out, I'll just take them up here and I'll cut it right there at the head. I'll take those scissors and I'll pull that and I'll cut that right at the head. You don't want to cut them short here because that actually makes them stiffer, right? You just want to take some of these out, that way it'll take a lighter bite. Then I take this weed guard and I'll flare that thing. I'll do this a few times. You see, just after a few times doing that, it's already spread it. Then, you know, it's flared this way. And I'll take it from the side and I'll flare it that way. And I'll go back and forth till that thing flares like I want it to. And that's what you end up with. All right, now that thing will take a very light bite, right? After that, check the size. What I do is I will pattern this jig off of the size of the bait fish that I'm seeing. Not the craw, but the bait fish, right? So if my bait fish are 3 inches, I'm gonna take a worm. I don't usually use a craw this time of year because I don't want anything keeping them from eating that bait. I want them to see that thing and just suck it in, right? So I'll take a worm. This is a Lake Fork Trophy. I think this is some of their cut worms. This is like the ringworm that they sell, but it's a cut worm. And it's got a pumpkin seed base to it, but with just a little hint of chartreuse in it. Right, so you can see through that, right? See that pumpkin seed? Then it's got just a little hint of chartreuse in it also. So what I'll do is I'll set that thing up against it. Oops. Set it up against it and see what size that profile is. And I'll go ahead and cut that worm down to get my about 3.5 inch profile. And one of the things that I do, people don't really talk about it much, but I will take and I will crowd this worm, or I'll crowd this hook to the inside of that worm. And the reason I do that is so I keep the maximum hook gap. I don't want all that worm sitting in my hook gap, right? So I still got a bunch of hook gap there. If I twist that worm around, or I put it right in the center, it takes away a bunch of my gap. So I crowd that thing to the inside. That way I keep all my hook gap. And that is my early season, early spring, late winter finesse jig. Y'all go by Lake Fork Trophy, pick you up some of those worms and put you some jigs together. Y'all have a good one.